Okay, so the intercept method for drawing a line. So this is another way that you can do a question like from yesterday. So we can either use our table and use our calculator, or we can do it this way. Now this way is quicker, but you may like to always use the table. That's fine. Okay? If they specifically ask you for the intercept method, they're asking you to do it this way. Okay? So, for example, so what is an intercept? Okay, an intercept is where the line cuts the y-axis or where it cuts the x-axis. Okay, so we need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. And basically, on a graph, you don't need to draw this for me, I just want to show it to you. The x-intercept is wherever it cuts the x-axis, so somewhere here. And the y-intercept is wherever it cuts the y-axis, so somewhere here. So for example, if that's your x-intercept and that's your y-intercept, there's your line. So you're only finding 2 points using it this way. You don't need to find every single point on that line. Okay? Now, don't take that picture down because I just made that picture up. That's just showing you where the intercepts are. Now, if I want to find the point on this line, can you tell me a point looks like what on this line? A couple, okay? I don't know what my x is, but what would my y be somewhere down here?
0.
Yeah, the y is always 0 because I have to go over and I don't go up or down. And what about this one? So, do I know what my x is? My x is 0 and my y is something else. That's always the way for intercept. Okay, so for the x-intercept, your y is 0. And for the y-intercept, your x is 0. Okay, because for my x-intercept, anywhere here, it doesn't matter what this point is, that's going to be, let's say, -2, 0. This is -1, 0. This is 2, 0. This is 1, 0. What do they all have in common? Your y is 0. Yeah?
What's the word before the y equals 0?
Let y equal 0. And over here, for the y-intercept could be anywhere on this line. Either way, its x is 0 something.
How can you find that?
I'll tell you that in a second. Do you understand that your y-intercept, your x is 0? 0 something, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, -1, 0, minus. Does that make sense?
So the matter if it's first in the couple, if it's 2 first or 0 first.
Yes, it does. It depends on if you're getting the x-intercept, it's a number first. If you're getting the y-intercept, it's 0 first. Okay? So, let's get rid of this. Now we know how to get the intercepts. We actually need to do that. So to get the x-intercept, I need to let y be 0 in my equation. Okay, so write down your equation, or your function, or your line, it's all the same thing. But instead of y, you're now putting in 0. Are we okay with this? Make sense? Yeah? So, let's keep going. 3x. What's minus 4 times nothing? Nothing. Don't even write it down. So what is my x? 12 over 3, which is 4. So what is my x-intercept? The x-intercept is 4, 0. 4, 0. That's my x-intercept. Where it cuts the x-axis. That's what x-intercept means. Okay? So using the intercept method, you could say where the line cuts the axes. So your x-axis and your y-axis, plural axis. Okay? So that might just help you. Now we are doing a whole chapter on lines after this, but it's still good to get started in functions. Okay, so now we found the x-intercept. We now need to find where it cuts the y-axis, the y-intercept, and we know it cuts that y-axis when x is 0. Okay, so let's let x equal 0 in my equation. Write down your equation. Instead of x, put 0. 3 nothings is? Nothing. 0. So minus 4y equals 12. What's y? Yeah. Divide it by minus 4, so you get your minus 3. Brilliant. Give me that couple. Now be careful when you're giving me the couple. Brilliant. 0 minus 3. Excellent. So your x-intercept is something 0. Your y-intercept is 0 something. Now they want us to graph the line. So all I need to do now is put those two things on a graph and draw a line between them. So 4, 0 and 0 minus 3. Now just looking at that, I'm just going to go to 4s on all the axes. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 up as well, over to minus 4, and down to minus 4. Just because. So my x-intercept is where it cuts the x-axis. Can you all stop drawing for 2 seconds just while I plot them, and then you can go back to drawing, okay? X-intercept is where it cuts the x-axis, and it cuts the x-axis at 4, 0, over to 4, up, 0, okay? My y-intercept, where it cuts the y-axis, is 0 minus 3, over to 0, down to minus 3. And all we do is we draw a line between them. Is that okay?
I don't get how it says 0, like 4 and 0. What do you do about that 0?
What?
What do you do with 0?
For plotting.
Yeah.
So 4, 0 means you need to go to x, where x is 4, and where y is 0. So x is 4 over here, y is 1 here, y is 2 here, y is 3 here, y is 0 here. So that's why you stay there. Does that make sense? Yeah? Think about this as being a number line with 0 in the middle, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay? And same with this one. This one, x is 0, so I have to go over to 0. Well, 0 is there. And then I have to go up or down, because my y is up or down. And it's -3, so that means I go down to -3. Okay? Is that alright? Can you take it down for me, so? So that's a quicker way. If they ask specifically for intercept method, you need to do this. In the next chapter we do, this is what we'll be using. But for the rest of this chapter, we'll probably use our calculator and our table more. Okay? Okay, can I get rid of the board? Okay, so just 2 other very quick things I want you to have a look at. So I've just drawn myself an x and a y axis just very quickly, okay? Now, that line there in blue, can you tell me what's that point on the line? 1, 1, 2. What is that point? 3, 2. What is that point? Anything in common? The 2. What is 2? Y is 2. That's the equation for a straight line, a horizontal line. Y is something. Okay? So if I was up here and I drew this line, what would the equation of that line be?
5.
Y is 5. Excellent. Okay, what about, and you can just guess this at this stage, so anywhere on that line, it's like, what's this point here? 2, 1. What's this point here? 2, 4. This point here? 2, 5. So what's the equation of this line? X is 2. Because it was 2 something. So it's really important to recognize when it's a horizontal line, your equation is just X is 2. When it's a horizontal line, your equation is Y is 2 because X is 0. No, ignore that. Y is 2. When it's a vertical line, your equation is just X is 2. Okay? So if you have horizontal or vertical, it's just X equals Y equals. All the other lines have an X and a Y. Okay, does that make sense? So you know some of the questions we were doing was f of x equals x plus 3. What's another way of saying f of x? Y. So y is x plus 3. Do you see the way they have an x and a y? That means they're a slanted line, a diagonal. They're not horizontal or vertical. Okay, is that alright? Do you want to draw this picture? No, you're happy to just remember it? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it's just if you ever see one like this and they ask you for the equation, you literally just write down y equals 2, y equals 5, or this way, x equals 2. You don't have to go finding anything. That's really to do with the next chapter. Okay?